What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Been a few days since I made a video. Wanted to talk about, I did buy Weta Smog, so I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I've been thinking about it for the last few days. I got it for a good price, 1400 plus shipping. So overall good deal considering like spec when it was originally coming out was charging like $13.99 shipped, I believe, or 1300. So I just paid slightly over retail and it's a sold out piece. I compared it to the old one I used to own, the one on the gold. Now the one on the gold is great because there's like no seam lines. It's 12 inches tall. Obviously he's on the gold mountain, which is really cool, but you cannot deny the presence, the open wing, the open mouth. Overall, I do prefer the base as well. I mean, I like the gold, it's cool and all, but I prefer the base on the new one. I know it has seam lines, which I'm not a fan of, but that pose is so sick looking, and it looks like it's flying, it's dynamic, and I'm just a big fan of that. Now, I freaking love dragons. I've always loved dragons. I mean, honestly, how can you not? They're such cool creatures. I love the dragons on like my Khaleesi statues. I love Fell Beast. And so I did want to get Smog, and I may eventually even buy back the Smog bust, the like wall mountable one. If I can find it for a good price, I'd probably buy that back to kind of pair with it. It's fine if I don't get it. But the only reason I'd want that is because we do have bigger versions of these two. That and the Balrog head. And that Balrog head's way bigger than the Weta head ever was. That head of the Felbeast is similar to the size of the Weta, but Balrog is quite a bit bigger, actually. So I would consider definitely getting the Smog bust if I can get it for a decent deal. So I'm not 100% sure where I'm honestly going to be putting it. However, we're just going to let future Flinkster handle that. For now, I'll probably just honestly put it right here and just move him where Gollum Bust is and just lower Gollum Bust again. So he'll basically go just right above my Hobbit display for now. Eventually, I'll move him when I do need the space in like 2 years when Cave Troll ships. I mean, who knows? In 2 years, I could be buying a new house, folks. I really could. Like, my job has been so insane. Now, I gotta say, like, it's really tiring when you're working from like sometimes like 7, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. at night, looking at a laptop in meetings all day, talking, doing demos, follow-up calls, and company meetings and whatnot, trying to coordinate with partners and creating quotes. And man, it definitely drains you. At the end of the day, especially like around 3, 4 p.m., my head just starts to like, I can't even think anymore. My voice hurts from talking so much. At all my previous jobs I've worked, I never once had that. I never felt drained like that. I didn't work nearly this much, like not even remotely. My job where I made the most money, 200 plus thousand a year, I was honestly only working about 4 hours a day at that time. About 4 hours a day. And I didn't feel drained at all. It was an easy gig and it was going great. I mean, that's great money, of course, and this was many, many years ago. But I mean, my job now, I made over 6 figures last month alone. So, I mean, it's just insanity. So, I mean, if the trend keeps continuing the way it does for my job now, I realistically could be in another home. And I was actually looking at homes, and I think my next home, my budget will be $1 million. I figure I'll probably put $800,000 as a down payment. I actually probably will just sell this house is what I'm going to do, just so I can use the equity so I can move faster. If I do sell this house, I could move several years sooner, so I don't have to save up that type of money. So if we sell this house and we save up the money, I could probably move in 2 years. I would sell this house though, like I said, and put $800,000 down and probably take out a $200,000 mortgage and have it paid off within a few years. But $1 million would get me, looking at like Utah housing, at least 5,000 to 5,500 square feet. So to give you guys an idea, this house is 3,000 square feet. So we're talking almost double the size. Now, it's cheaper to buy a pre-made house versus build a new one. Although what I wouldn't mind is it buying a new house where the basement's not finished and I just, pay to finish it and I kind of customize it. So what I'd probably do is keep my statues in like a storage unit while I finish the basement for in let's say like 4 to 6 months. I'd probably just have the new statues displayed in like upstairs bedrooms or maybe some of my ultimate grails. Like obviously, like Sauron is going to go in the new house. I don't have his box anymore. Thanos I'd put in the new house. Just like keep it maybe in the living room or in a different bedroom until I finish the basement. But when I did the basement here, I knew this would not be my forever home. So that's why I did like 3 bedrooms. I could have made this one giant room. That's how it was when I first got into this house. This was just, I mean, granted, there was some like framing here. You could have knocked out that framing and made it one giant room. So for the next house, I'm going to do most likely 2 ginormous rooms and a theater room. In the theater room, I do want it with like a 200 plus inch projector and probably like my Iron Man half scale and maybe get a few more half scales, maybe even a life size. And then I am going to try to segment the statues into 2 collections: video games and anime, and movies. So movies will be the bigger room for sure because I have way more movie statues. So I'll have one room dedicated for gaming and anime and then one for movies. And I'm talking ginormous rooms like frickin' I want the movie room to be as big as my basement right now, like 1,500 square foot room just for movies, all open space, really nice custom shelving. So we'll see. But I also saw today a video unboxing by, what's his bucket, Nerdsphere on ECC Hellboy 1/3, and it looks excellent. So the fact we finally have seen that, it really does mean that it is going to be shipping probably in the next few weeks for me. So very excited for that. Sume Goku should be hitting customs in the next day or two, and Azog next week. And then I should also get the Smog next week. And the one I'm getting is brand new. And then after that would be Wukong Bust. Wukong Bust should arrive towards the end of the month or early December. Probably end of the month, though, like maybe the week of Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's so crazy lately. I feel like my mind is so much focused on my work right now. Like even when I'm off work, I'm just like thinking about deals I'm trying to close, and like, man, I'll talk to my wife about it. She's like, Sean, stop talking about work. I feel like my mind just can't get off it just because I'm so like into it. I mean, you really have to like kind of lose yourself into it at my gig if you want to make it. Because those who don't, they're the people that got fired. Where I'm the number one rep at the company by far this quarter. Like I've closed way more, nearly double, triple, 10 times more than everyone else. So I'm absolutely killing it at work. And I think that's just because I've really given it my all, going all in, folks. Truly just giving it your all. So I don't know how long this job will last, though. That's the thing. That's why I'll never plan for another home until I'm in that situation. I pray to God this job lasts and I'm multimillionaire years from now, but you really don't know the future. You really don't. Now, I don't think the company's like going to go out of business or anything like that, but what if I had a really bad quarter where just nothing goes my way, I sell nothing, and then I have another bad quarter, and the CEO's like, oh, I guess he lost his fire, let's just let him go. So you never know if something like that happens. Now, I don't think that will happen, but still, you really just don't know the future, so you can never count on it. Because at the end of the day, a job is not loyal to you, and you shouldn't be loyal to a job. But this is the best job I've ever had. It's, like I said, the most crazy amount of money I've ever made. So it's absolute insanity right now. But for right now, I'm just going to be saving my money. And in a few years, if I have the 400,000 saved up plus 400K from this house, that is when I will go ahead and submit an offer on $1 million home and take out a $200,000 mortgage, which would be, let's just call it like $1,500 to $2,000 a month. That way, when I do move to a new house, and when I do move, I do want to ensure I have honestly probably at least 50 to another 100,000 of my savings. I want to ensure if I ever go back to like my old style of job where I'm not making this type of money, I can afford it in my new house. So that's kind of like the goal and end game. I just don't want to be put in a situation where, like, yeah, I could technically financially afford a $6,000 a month mortgage right now, but what if I go back to a normal paying job? Then I'm screwed. I just don't want to be put in that situation. So I know some people are saying, yeah, you could afford a new house right now. I'm like, yes, but I don't want to be put in a situation where if I don't have my job anymore, I would not be able to afford it. So, yeah. So, anyways, folks, that's kind of the situation right now with Flank, but things are going really, really good at work, like I said. And just waiting on statues for you guys, kind of giving you a little update. Because I know in general, on my YouTube channel, obviously I share statues, but you also just in general kind of know my life. You've kind of gone through, like I've gone through, how many jobs now? Probably like 6 jobs since I've started this collection. When I first started collecting, no joke, I was making $14 an hour, folks. $14 an hour, and I started buying statues. Dear God, what was I thinking? Where now, like I said, I made over $100,000 last month alone at work. So that is the evolution of Flankster in the last decade. So hopefully this trend just continues. Hard work does pay off. Anyways, folks, I do got to get to bed. I always look at my statues at night and in the morning, and sometimes in between breaks at work, but mostly at night in the morning right now, just because that's when I have the most time. If I wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I'll go into each statue room, observing, enjoying the view and whatnot. And always before bed, I have to go spend 30 minutes in my cave a minimum before I go to bed. I'll basically stay in here until the wife texts me saying, hey, come to bed. So that's when I kind of film my YouTube videos, is when I'm touring my cave for that last time before I go to bed. But lately I've been coming in this room a lot. I've obviously made some massive changes to this room, so it has that new fresh look. And so I've just been coming in here quite a bit lately to really enjoy it. I gotta say, I definitely really like this whole Lord of the Rings quarter scale only look right here. I was thinking about the Game of Thrones upstairs. I mean, I could definitely fit it. However, I would not be able to fit the Kratos bust display. So that would cause me a major issue in the video game room, because at a minimum, we got to get Kratos upstairs. And if I don't move, let's say, Witcher and the Uncharted display upstairs, then I don't have space for Thor 1/3 or young Kratos 1/3. And I did really want to get both of those. Don't get me wrong, I really like Lord of the Rings collectibles. When I see people who just collect it, I think it's so just beautiful. It's definitely one of the most awesome looking collections, is pure Lord of the Rings. It's so classy looking as well. So I would definitely love to convert this to Lord of the Rings. And I think I probably can fit Smaug right here, having his wing come out right here. And it wouldn't really be a walking hazard right there, but I do think I could fit it right there. And then next to it, you do Felbeast, Balrog, the last one just facing forward. It fit perfect, actually. And then this is where you do Saruman. Lurtz, he's not very deep. And then you do Gollum bust. Plenty of space. You do some props, maybe a Lurtz sword right there. And then that would open up extra space over here for more quarter scale, which is something I definitely would love to do, because I'm kind of going truly all in Lord of the Rings, both the Infinity bust line and Prime 1, and then having all the major creatures. And so, yeah, anyways, I have thought about it, but it does create the dilemma of I need the video game space, and I do not want to pass on Thor nor young Kratos. I am hoping I'm just in the new house by then, because then space won't be that issue. But in this house, it is an issue. And like I said, I cannot plan for that next house until I've literally, once Flankster's we have the money, we're buying the house, we're submitting an offer, that is when I'm going to plan for the new house. Until then, we're planning for this house, folks. But I will be so happy when that day comes, let's say 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, when I'm like, all right, folks, we're doing it. Now, I'm going to absolutely hate moving this collection. Trust me, that's going to suck balls. And I won't be able to, it's going to be a difficult one. I'll probably have to make it as well. So when I sell this house, I tell them they need to give me several months to move my collection out. Or I just have to start boxing them up very prematurely when I'm starting to plan. Like when, let's say me and the wife are at like 300,000 saved up for the new house, I start boxing up statues and put them in my storage unit. That's probably the best thing, is just start boxing them up at that time. And when I get new statues, just open them up, check for damage, review them, box them back up. Put them in the storage unit and in the garage. That might be the best option. Anyways, folks, my phone is at 2%. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.